Hello, Taurus. Welcome to OnyxEarth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. Now, this is a different setup from how I normally do. I do pick a card readings, which you can see on my channel, but I'm gonna do some zodiac based readings. So let's just see what's going on with you right now, Taurus. This is a timeless reading, so we're just gonna pull cards, see what direction this reading heads in, and then we're gonna pull some oracles based on the energy we get. So what's happening with Taurus right now? Okay, I've got like 3 cards. We're going to take the overview and then we're going to take whatever fell. So Queen of Blades. Taurus, if you're being harsh with your words with people, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. You got 4 cards. So I'm going to put Sun, High Priestess, 8 of Rods, and Justice. So yeah, so you don't have to be so cold with people, Taurus. It's okay. It's okay. Now that was just like that's not going to be the whole reading, but that was the first energy that came through. Now, okay, and I'm seeing why you're being sharp with your words. Okay, that makes sense. So I see somebody's been telling your business. You may have wanted you may have Aries placements because you have that 8 of Rods again, like they had, because I just did their reading. But somebody kind of is putting your business in these streets, and that's not making you happy. I can tell. I can tell. The good news is with that Justice card being the last card on the table, don't worry about them. It's going to balance itself out. That person, these people are going to get what's coming to them because everything is going to end up as fair as possible. So if you're just minding your business and you just have haters and you just have people that are just kind of like all up in your stuff, right? Or constantly worried about you talking about you, then don't worry about that. That's going to settle itself. And I see that that's made you a little colder, a little more resistant to people with that Queen of Blades. It's like you're kind of mindful of the company you keep going forward now, simply because of how these people are coming at you or how they came at you. Now the good news is with the Sun, like you are shining. And that's why you're the topic of conversation, okay? Like you are shining. Like right now you're doing good. You too are experiencing a glow up, but in your glow up, you are immensely private. Now, the natural human reaction for people is to be nosy, right? So, with you glowing up and shining brightly like the sun, Taurus, and being so private like the high priestess, all that does is make people want to know. So people start like looking at your social media, calling each other, messaging each other, right? All of that 8 of Rods energy, trying to find the tea, trying to figure out what's going on with Taurus. And they should mind their business, and eventually they will. But really, it's just they want to see what's going on, especially if there's a legal situation with that Justice card, Taurus. Like they want to know what's going on with that legal situation, whether it's like a contract for work, whether it's like, you know, a contract for like your relationship, like a marriage, anything that's going on with your marriage, anything that's going on with your partnerships, like if you own a business and you have a business partner, anything dealing with your legalities, contracts, and partnerships, whether romantic or otherwise, they want to know. Whatever that situation is, they would like to know. And you're not sharing, so that's why they're on the hunt for the tea. That's why there's so many mouths open right now. And yeah, but honestly, if you're having a situation that is very public with the Sun card that you would like to remain private in the High Priestess, I'm sorry that that's happening to you, but just know that if you're having legal troubles with your marriage, your relationship, your partnerships, it's going to end in a way that is fair. It looks like it's going to work out for you. I'm not going to say you're going to get exactly what you want as it relates to that. I'm saying you're going to get what is owed to you and what is fair for you because of the Justice card ending that spread. Okay. Let me get some Moonology cards just to see more on what's going on with you. So if you're, like I said, if you're having a legal situation, if you're having anything dealing with contracts or your relationship, just know that it's gonna work out. And unfortunately, you don't control other people. So these people that are nosy, they're just nosy. So, oh yeah. So if you're having legal trouble, stars, that's a message from spirit, right? New moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe, especially if it's related to your home, because Cancer rules the fourth house, which is home. Okay, debt. Okay, I see. Work through your fears. You're fine, Taurus. It's gonna be fine, because you got new moon in Scorpio. You've got Cancer, so your home, your foundation, like not just your house, your home, right? It's a home. It may be a family home. It may be just somewhere that you are deeply connected to emotionally, or a situation that you're connected to deeply and emotionally, because that Scorpio card is transition, it's death, it's loss, it's debt, it is. But some of you, it could be related to something you inherited. If this is a positive thing, if you're not having money issues, if you're not having issues with your home, if you're not having struggles, Taurus, people are God. Okay, because there's two energies coming in. Let me get the last card before I get into those two energies. I'll shuffle and I'll keep talking. So right now, Taurus, some of you are struggling to maintain order in your home, whether that's through your marriage, finances, your house, something like that, or you're struggling with your job or company you started, put everything in. Others of you, it's not that side, it's you are doing really well, or you're kind of building something like that. A lot of you are quote unquote the talk of town because you inherited a home, right? Because that's Cancer energy, probably from like a family member, maybe possibly that passed or such. Simply because that is, that's ancestry, that's home, that's family ties, and Cancer and Scorpio rules death and inheritance. So again, you may have inherited something, Taurus, and now people are super nosy about it, even though it's still sad because the means, and that makes sense. It's in transition, and that's why everybody's freaking out. Some of these people are family members that are gossiping about you, Taurus, because they didn't get what you got in the inheritance. Some of you they're gossiping. Some of you is not that extreme, like nobody passed and it was an inheritance. Some of you are dealing with family members are simply jealous because maybe you got some support that they didn't because you showed more promise. That's what I'm hearing. But all in all, with a time for healing as the overview, it shows that whatever successes are happening from you. If you're on the positive side, Taurus, or whatever successes are happening, this is going to be a period of healing for you because it's something you've worked for. You've put in a lot of effort. You've gone through a lot to get here, to get whatever loan that came through for this house, to get whatever support you needed to invest in this business. You know what I mean? Like for this person to come in and be the partner you always wanted. You've been through a lot. You've had a lot of struggles, a lot of hardships. If you have children and you're concerned about this partner and how it's going to work with your children, I'm hearing some of you, it's going to be fine. It's going to work out. This person's going to match well with your children. There's not going to be any compatibility issues. If you feel like there may be now, it's the nothing is set in stone. It's just the growing pains of getting to know one another, Taurus. If you brought someone new around your children, or if you stepped into a situation where someone has children, it's gonna find you're just in a shifting point of getting to know one another. It'll be fine, right? With a time for healing. It's going to be a happy home. It's going to balance out. But those of you on that sadder side of you're struggling to lose, you feel like you're losing, you're being redirected. That's why. If it ends in loss, and that is the fair thing of you just having to let something go that you can no longer afford or that is not working, the dynamic or just the way that you're trying to have it just doesn't work or fit for you anymore, it is because the universe is pushing you into that justice card of balance, Taurus. You're meant to be doing something else. Like nothing yet is yet set in stone. That was a transitional phase, and you're being transitioned to something that is more stable for you. So it's time to let it go and heal, right? You don't have to be afraid of this transition. That's why you have worked through your fears, and you are and your loved ones are safe. Now, those of you where you're not being pushed out of a situation, even if it's hard, um, if it's hard, know that this is just, again, like I said, with those people in the relationships, growing pains, right? Sometimes things get a little rough before they smooth out. It doesn't mean you're going to lose it. Like, you know which part of the pile is resonating for you. This is a general reading. But if you know that this is not something that you're being pushed out of, something that you're willing to let go of in this hardship, it's just the growing pains, right? So that's why you have nothing is yet set in stone, a time for healing. It's going to take some time. You're working through the healing. All you have to do is adjust and balance out and everything, just to make sure that you're not overreacting to the motions, right? Because you're not always going to consistently go up, 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 up. Sometimes there's bumps, right? There's humps. Up, down, up, down, up, down, soar up, drop down, move up all the way to the top. Like sometimes that's how it goes. That's how energy moves, Taurus. So just, I know you're a fixed sign. I know you're ruled by the bull, and you do not like to be adjusted in any way. And you don't like to be adjusted, especially. It's different when you make adjustments. It's not as traumatic, but when you're being adjusted against your will, yeah, I understand why you're struggling, Taurus. It's fine. And even if it's a good adjustment, like it's making you nervous. A lot of you are kind of with that. You and your loved ones are safe, and that work through your fears. That combination is like you're seeing some money, and some assets that you've never had access to before in your life, and just this newfound, I guess you can say, wealth is just scary for you, Taurus. Like this is not energy you're used to. You're not used to having this type of money. You're not used to owning a home or whatever it is for you, Taurus. So I can see what that anxiety is also as well. Just trying to develop in that energy, trying to be that queen of blades, trying to make sure you know exactly what you're doing and how to move. Let me get you some, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it because I'm pulling the advice, and I wanted to pull one of those other cards, but I'm gonna pull this first, and then I'm gonna go back to that deck because I didn't want to get that. Let me take what's here. Triggers coming in, and at the bottom you have growth. What I said, Taurus, you do not like to be shifted and adjusted, and that's exactly what's happening. Whether it's feeling really negative or whether it's feeling really good, whether it's both, right? You're excited but horrified at the same time, Taurus. Right now, you just need to work through those triggers because I see they're brand new. They're coming in. This is new energy, whether it's bad or good. You're not used to it, but this is a period of growth. This is a period that is going to sharpen you, and that Queen of Blades is going to make you very smart. It's going to make you very intelligent. You're going to be fine once you make it through that. That is why this card closes the tarot. That is why your overview in the Moonology deck is a time for healing, sorry. And that is why the last card you have in the details of that same row is nothing is just set in stone, because your growth, you're moving, you're transitioning. So if it feels scary, it's because you don't have that stability that you crave. You're not quite certain where you're going to land, but you're going to land on your feet. Just know that. Let me see what's coming in that last deck, but that's just interesting that you got triggers and growth. Let me see what's going on. This is actually a love-based deck, but messages can be interpreted anyway, and I kind of use my intuition sometimes. So we're gonna see if we're gonna see what comes from this deck and how we read it. This right here, healing, love. What's going on? Taurus, like you got healing, love, and the score. Some of you, this person talking about you is maybe an ex. Okay, you got settling in love coming out. So yeah. Okay, Taurus, this makes complete sense. Those of you that it doesn't have to be romantic. Some of you, this is a relationship with romantically that I'm speaking of. Some of you, this is like a job. It is a friendship. It is a project. Something because you have two healings, right? And then you got settling in love and the score. And it's like you're trying so hard, and that's probably why you have so many people gossiping about you. You're trying so hard to make it seem like everything is fine, but it's not, right? Whether it's the relationship, whether it's work, whether it is your friendship that is like whatever hardship you're having, even if it's good, right? Because transitions can be scary. If you have newfound wealth that you don't know what to do with, you have no idea how to go about getting a home or investing, things like that are scary and you don't know, especially if you've never done it. But right now you're trying to, with that scorecard, impress other people, make it seem like you have it together, right? All the while you're kind of struggling. And some of you, it is not just about appearances, and making it seem like everything is fine in that regard. A lot of you settled in a romantic connection, or settled with a job, settled with a project. It's like you committed to it. You're a Taurus. You are a fixed sign. Once you dedicate yourself, that's it. So, and that's that's what's happening right now, Taurus. You committed to a situation, you committed to a person, you committed to an environment, and by being so committed to it, you're traumatized a little bit, and you ended up settling and not getting what you're worth, right? Settling for what you're getting in a romantic connection, settling for pay, settling for the job you want and the work you'd like to be doing, settling in pushing through with a project or a creative endeavor that is not going anywhere, but you committed, so you're not willing to, let it die because it's not working. You decided that you're going to just keep at it and pray that it ends up working out. But sometimes you're meant to just grow and evolve beyond whatever process you're fixed in, Taurus. That's what you're being called to do, is grow beyond that process, grow beyond that relationship. If you're being pushed out of a romantic connection, it's because you settled, and it's time to heal from that and find something that actually works, right? Especially if you settled and you're concerned about what people are gonna say. You want to, you know what I mean? Like the score. Um and also the traditional meaning of that oracle card, the score. I was getting that intuitive read of appearances from it, but it literally says who is playing who. Somebody here is looking to score, but only play if you are willing to lose the game. So again, it goes back to that energy of just the romantic connection and career. And some of you started businesses that you weren't prepared to start, or that wasn't the right business, right? You're going to try again at some point and it's going to be very successful. But right now, love, career, business, friendships, you're taking a loss, right? You're taking a loss, and that's okay. It's also showing that those of you that are not taking the loss on that negative, sad side of loss of the pile, those of you that are coming into stuff, into money, into new stuff, it's showing that you're trying to resist this glow up by settling because you're afraid to lose the game. You see how that happens? That healing love is because you're afraid to take this risk in love. You're afraid to take this job. You're afraid to launch this business or take the next step in this business or partnership because you're afraid of failure, which makes sense, Taurus. That does not surprise me, but you have to heal and be open to growing so that you can advance, so that you can develop, right? So that you can inherit more success. So that's why you have underneath right here, you and your loved ones are safe. There's nothing to be concerned about you. If you're experiencing a glow up, like some of you, it could be a combination of both. There's some sadness in one area and a glow up in the other, but it's a general reading. Just kind of take it as it resonates. But yeah, just don't be afraid to move on, Taurus. That is the overall message for all of you. Don't be afraid to move on and move up. I might title this video that. Do not be afraid of that. Because growth is what you're being encouraged to do. You're encouraged to do not settle, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna end this so that I can write that down before I forget to name your video that. That is all I have for you today, Taurus. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.